But see, here's what happened. One day I was in the basement and I was learning. MIDI had just come into the world. Musical instrument, digital information.
Teach us.
Which allowed one keyboard you plug in and talk to this keyboard. It was the first thing, because before you had to play different keyboards. You had to play the Prophet, and you had to play the Mini Moog, and you had to play the Rhodes. But now I was there the day that they brought the keyboards in, and the guy at Wonderland Music said, "Hey man, listen, they got this new thing, man, that is called MIDI, and this keyboard can now talk to that keyboard." What? Look at this port. You put it in here, and you could play this sound without touching that keyboard. And we studied it for about 4 weeks, trying to figure out how to change the tracks and get it on. And when I found out how to do it, I said, "Man, I'm not a keyboard player, but I can now do some stuff." And I went and bought me a little Roland D60 and a D10, and I worked up to an M1. So I had a Roland and an M1, had an Elisa's drum machine. And I had a little sequencer that took me like 6 months to figure out. It was a Yamaha. I'd figure out what that meant, but I was in my basement. But when I figured it out, there was this beat I had, and I would come down and dance to it. And boom, 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 and I didn't have no words. And I would just come down and I would just dance. And next one day it was "Who is the King of Glory? The Lord." And that's all I sang for 1 year in my basement. And I didn't need nobody. Now I'm about to go off.
I
didn't need nobody. I would go down and hit that sequence. Number one, I just would hit it.
Y'all know what y'all just heard.
We're getting ready to go to the store. Me and my wife at the time getting ready to go to the store. And I know she wasn't going to be ready. I didn't care. I would go downstairs and boom, 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 boom. Then I add, and I was just, "Who is the King of Glory? The Lord God strong." In my basement. My basement was raggedy. I had so much stuff in. I had dog food that was over here. It was not a pretty base. It was a dungeon. But I would hit every time I go down, and I would just play it, and I'd add a little something, and I would just sing it. Man, I could do that for an hour. "Who is the King of Glory?" Then my uncle did a song. One of my family members, he did a song, and "The Lord God strong and mighty said he is the Prince of Peace." Man.
Woo!
I'd be shouting.
Yes.
And I'd just be going in. Nobody around. Nobody around. And I'm just sitting down. I didn't need nobody. And I saw David dancing before the Lord. And we going to church. I go down there early, hit it. Come in the door from church. You going upstairs to go get the food ready. Boom, every time. That's when the praise and worship side started hitting me. Because if you think about it, we were singing, "Ordinary, you just won't do, I need a love. Cry on, God understand you see." We were singing cool music. "If my people don't come by my name." We were singing that. But then this, "Who is the King of Glory? The Lord God strong and mighty." I started realizing God started becoming bigger than my issues.
Wow.
I was broke. My car was almost repossessed. It was, and I wasn't gonna hide in nobody's garage. It was getting broke into. I couldn't afford it. It was $400 a month. My mother told me, "Don't get it." They were breaking into it, stealing the radio, and I just leave it in the backyard. Hopefully, they would come and haul it. I was under so much stress. But he would never let nobody take it. I was broke. I was trying to do this, but I was singing that song over and over again. Remember, the coolest music in the world. "'Tis so sweet."
Yes.
We was all, man, we do it.
Loved it.
"I'm going on in the name." And I would go down and just sing that hook over and over again for 1 year. And I had my little speaker set up, and I would just dance in that little raggedy basement. And I would feel it. I mean, it just took over me because I'd stacked them basses. I learned how to stack the bass. My drum sounds was popping. And then when we got a chance to sing it some time later and record it, you know, I put it off a couple records. And then by the time we got a chance to sing it and record it, that's where you saw the praise and worship side start to happen. That's where it happened right there.
Yeah.
Was